I'm with Vadym, UT6 Uniform Delta. Let's start with where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Kiev, Ukraine. Yes, so.
Okay, so what's the weather like in Kiev around about now?
It's getting warmer. It's nice, maybe 15 degrees centigrade. So the spring is already in Kiev.
Okay, and you've just come back from Herd Island. What was the weather like there?
It was terrible. It's almost each day it was colder and colder. Already snow started to fall, and it was always strong wind after midday. It's a really strong wind. So I never had such experience of strong wind, cold, rain, snow. It's exhausting. It's a terrible, terrible weather.
So what's a typical day look like? What time does the sun come up?
The sun comes up at 5:45, around 6 o'clock in the morning, and it depends. We had experienced one very nice day, calm weather, really like you are in the Atlantic coast of France. It could be an expensive resort, but all the rest of the days it was terrible, just terrible.
And what time is sunset?
Sunset is about 6 o'clock.
So we're looking at a 12-hour day and a 12-hour night, roughly.
Yeah, right. That's correct.
So how did you break up the day? Did you have particular shift lengths, and how did you operate your radios?
Yeah, we had 3 teams. Each team had a constant time for 4 hours shift. So we had two shifts for 4 hours per day, and it was running from the beginning until the end, the same system, no difference. Always the same time, the same group, the same number of people. Yeah.
So what was your role on the island? Did you have an overarching role as a participant in the expedition?
Yeah, I was shift leader. Yes, I had 4 operators, which was under my supervision, and also my personal project was top band operation. So I was lead for top band antennas and top band operation. I made 90% of QRV of all operation at top band, 95%.
I heard you made a special contact on top band with a station that had operated top band a few years before off the same island.
Yeah, we doubled much. We made much more QSO because the previous operation was in 1997, and they made 1,280 QSOs, and we made 3,240 QSOs. So it's much. It's more than double.
So, have you operated top band in Kiev?
Yeah, it's my favorite. Not my hobby, obsession. It's actually important part of my life. Yeah.
So how do you compare the conditions in Kiev to those of Herd Island?
Yeah, of course, it's much more easier to receive, to work, even to listen on vertical. Of course, human noise. I mean, electronic noise is a big deal in Kiev, and I have to work hard to eliminate it, to find the right place for my receiving antennas. But on Herd Island, it's almost ideal. So almost all the time of our operation we had very good conditions, except 3 or 4 nights when it was a thunderstorm, and It's a loud QRM. Didn't allow us to listen on vertical. We were using beverage on the ground.
So what antennas did you actually have on top band?
We had aluminium telescopic vertical, 22.5 meters long, with 9.5 meters long for top head wires, and we had we had one receiving antenna, beverage on the ground, about 100 meters long.
And so what station were you operating? What kind of equipment did your station consist of?
Yeah, we had the K3S transceiver and amplifier.
And how does that compare in terms of, you know, your home station and, you know, all of the comforts of home, you know, your own personal cup of coffee and your own comfy chair and your own working station and all of the things that you're used to? How does that compare sitting in an island that's, you know, in an amazing part of the world, but, you know, you don't have any of the creature comforts from home? What is that like?
Yeah, actually, it was almost the same, very similar, because starting to get prepared for the expeditions, I put on my antennas on the completely new place, new QTH, and there were nothing but small trailer without heat and without nothing. So first winter it was maybe even colder, maybe minus 10 degrees centigrade inside this trailer, very small trailer, maybe 3 square meters only, and it was there was a lot of snow on Heard Island. In this case, which was much easier. So I had the same experience. I was well trained to operate in very hard conditions. But Heard Island conditions actually was much more difficult because of exceptionally strong winds. Winds are terrible on Heard Island, so of course I cannot compare it to even to storms in Kiev. It's unbelievable strong winds. That's my experience, because we lost all our antennas 2 days before the end of operation, except top band antenna. Top band antenna was, exceptionally good. It was designed to withstand any kind of harsh conditions. And later I realized that it was antenna, as I have mentioned already, that a lot of ham radio operators, top band operators, would love to have at their home QTH. It was real full size top head with top heads, aluminium antenna that maybe can be the best what we can find even in our regular QTH, not even in expedition conditions.
What was your fondest memory that you took away from Heard Island?
My memory is the team. I would say that the greatest, the fun and the greatest impression was the team, because the team, each member of the team is very good, dedicated, motivated, intellectual, very unique personality. So and we worked together. We never experienced any kind of troubles, any kind of, even we didn't have any kind of problems to solve the problem, to work together. So it was great team, just a great team. It's the best and the major positive impression after this expedition. Yes.
And with Vaydm, UT6 Uniform Delta, you're listening to News West.